Though a deer, a female deer, REY, a sharp-teethed dark side character. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Zareth Prevails. Congratulations to those of you who will be unlocking REY shortly, the dark side pointy-teethed version of her anyways. She looks like she's going to be really good. So we're going to talk about what you should probably do to prep for her in terms of modding and Omicron Priority, all that stuff. Some basic mechanics as well, as much as we can cram in. Right, guys. Huge shout out to my patrons as well. You guys are amazing, and I couldn't do this without you. I really, really couldn't, guys. Thank you so much for your support. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button. Like, subscribe, comment. Let's mount the algorithm. The yonder algorithm. REY mounted it twice last night. I was there. Let's go, shall we? She's gonna be really good, folks. She's got ways to do things. Like Kylo just kind of, I mean, he's the first galactic legend to be released, right? So he left a lot to be desired. Honestly, go read his leadership. It is like shorter than most other characters, any mechanic. Like it's like a few lines. It's amazing. It's just dark side characters, and he does a couple things. It's refreshing. I was reading it earlier today, and it was it's just so short. But that leaves a lot out too. He's a galactic legend who doesn't really do that much for his team. He's gonna get his. You know, he's like. He's that basketball player that has really good stats and his team really struggles because they all die horribly because the opponent team kills them and the star player doesn't care. Am I mixing the metaphors? I hope so. But there's ways that she makes the whole team better. She's the one. Leave it to a figment of Kylo's imagination to make the whole team better somehow. The First Order is so rife with strife. They can't get along, and somehow a figment of Kylo's imagination is able to bring them together. So how to mod her? It's up to debate right now. Obviously, we don't know exactly how everything's going to go. Obviously, datacrons are going to play a part in it, and we just have to see how she operates, frankly, guys. We don't know yet. And so the first best attempt, I think, folks, she could be really fast. She could be really fast, and I think that's what we want to do with her. Now, there's a certain temptation to make her hit really hard, and there are certain rewards you would have for that. I mean, if she does in fact hit as hard as it looks like she's going to be able to prevent revives herself. She's going to be able to do other cool things like damage to people. But she seems like, despite being an attacker on her profile, it seems like she's going to be much more of a supporting character. That you want her to take turns, but you don't necessarily need her to do damage. Now remember, Kylo already kills most Galactic Legends because he ramps so nicely. He does that all by himself. Sometimes he takes some Night Sisters with him. Sometimes he takes like Mandalorians with him, like Armor or Geonosians. Like, he doesn't necessarily need other people to help him ramp that much, but when someone does help him ramp really well, he's going to do even more. So if we're already facilitating him destroying people, like, she's going to make him destroy people better. It's almost like maybe she should just get out of his way and help him as best she can, in which case you just want lots of speed and you want her to live, and maybe you can squeeze in some offense, crit damage, whatever, on her triangle or cross. I won't blame anyone who just wants to go straight defense, like health on the triangle and cross, and health on the circle. I won't blame people, folks. That's the thought so far, though. Is I think facilitating Kylo, and she can be so fast as well, guys. She can be crazy fast if you give her the right mods. So as far as relic levels goes, I mean, it's easy for me to just sit here on my throne. The throne. It's awesome. I wish, guys. Actually, thrones are probably not that comfortable. But yeah, it's easy for me to say go Relic 9 everything or Relic 8 everything. Okay, so first off, I guess we should get this out of the way. This whole video is assuming you have Supreme Leader Kylo. If you don't, I don't know what the heck to do with her. She's probably good with some Sith. I have no idea, guys. If you don't have Kylo, I don't know what the point. I mean, it's very similar to having Ben, right? Ben Solo, like he goes with Rey, and otherwise he could, I suppose, go with Ufus. I mean, I've done that before with my alt account, and it just didn't make much sense. It didn't do much, frankly, and I think Rey is going to be in a similar place. Her entire kit is centered around supporting First Order and specifically Supreme Leader Kylo, and so if like Relic 0, if you don't have Supreme Leader Kylo, unless you for some reason really want her to be Relic, then I don't care. But as far as all that goes, she is an attacker. She's also very stat hungry. She wants health. She wants she wants offense. She wants speed. If she's not going to be used in exclusively GAC, which I think GAC is going to be where she's the most powerful, she's also going to maybe want some potency, it seems like. Like, she's going to be good in territory wars, for instance, but is she going to be, like, she might really need some extra stats. And so giving her some speed, or giving her some extra relics to get those stats that she wants. She wants offense, she wants survivability. Get those from relics, and then you can add speed, you can have potency, whatever else she needs with modding. And so getting her to Relic 8, that's the biggest boost in offense. She's going to gain, if she's modded the right way, she's going to gain like 1,000 offense or something like that. She's going to gain a bunch of survivability. And so I would typically recommend for most lifter units, Relic 8 is the place you should have them. 9 is probably what a lot of guilds are going to want their people to be putting her at, but I think 8 seems like the sweet spot for her. So as far as Omicron priorities, gosh, all of them are so good, guys. I mean, CG has always made good kits, frankly. They really do, and they really have, and some of the Omicrons, thankfully, some of the Omicrons are very awful, but none of them on REY are. In fact, all of them are really good. You frankly do want all of them. I would say the first 2 are kind of must-haves, so to speak, and then the third one, it's like, yeah, get that as soon as you can. It's similar to Malicos. I would say the urgency is even higher, though. They are really strong. So the first one you're going to want is the In Our Nature. That's her unique. It's really good. It's really good. We don't really have time to go into all the things that it does, but it is just going to ruin lives. The next one is don't be afraid of who you are. Don't even be afraid of who you are if you're spelled without an apostrophe in the game. Go look in the game, guys. That's how it's spelled. No apostrophe. So don't be afraid, even if you don't have an apostrophe, folks. That one's also really good. And then Malevolent Lineage, that's one of her specials. That one gets reset every time Kylo goes into his ultimate. If you have I think the second one, the don't be afraid, the apostrophe-less ability. So that's it. Go do those in that order, and we'll talk about why some other time, folks. So as far as mechanics go, we don't have time to talk about all her mechanics. I mean, her kit is way longer than Kylo's is, ironically. But I'm just gonna tell you 2 different things that she does well. All right. First off, she goes really well with Kylo. Obviously, I've already said that. She seems like she's going to be really strong. PTR, I told my stream that I would push PTR, Pointy Teeth Rey. I know that that's not what the community's going to call her, but it does amuse me to call her that. So, anyways, if you read her kit a lot, she is going to be very active. She's going to be doing a lot of stuff. A lot of her kit is very passive, though. It's done in the background. Things happen, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I can impact that in a positive way for my team." Like, people are going to be healing themselves. People are going to be buffing themselves quite a bit. There's a lot of different cool things that happen with her, but it's all kind of in the background. And really, I think her main role is going to be supporting Supreme Leader Kylo. And so here's a couple really obvious ways that she buffs Kylo. When she uses her, that's two different specials, but she's going to be buffing his siphon by 25 per enemy, which is awesome on one of them. And then she's also going to give him ultimate charge whenever she does the other ability. So I mean, those are maybe the really obvious things, but I think a lot of people don't take the time to read through these kits that much, and so I just want to point out like a couple really obvious things so that you can at least know the baseline of like, okay, like this is kind of the shape of how things are going to be happening. Kylo is going to be inexplicably buffed. If you don't know what her kit does, you're just button mashing. You'll be like, wait, I didn't know I had that much siphon. It's because of REY. She's doing all the cool stuff in the background. And then she also has some stuff. The other mechanic I wanted to point out is she's going to be passively buffing her team a lot. And it's not just with actual green buffs. She does that too. But one of the biggest things that she does here, folks, is, you have to go back to Supreme Leader Kylo's unique. His unique reads, whenever a dark side ally loses turn meter, they gain 10% of their current max health and max protection, stacking until the end of the battle. So that's why you can use Supreme Leader Kylo to solo like a General Grievous team. Not that that's relevant anymore. It used to be very relevant though. It's because Grievous reduces his turn meter so much that he just becomes invincible, and in fact he ends up finishing with max protection score as well, because even though he doesn't heal his own protection, the percentage keeps increasing to the point that they can't do meaningful damage, and he ends up getting the max points. So anyways, the rest of his team, like, it's always been, if he's facing something that's reducing his team's turn meter a little bit, like the whole team gets better. And so 10% max health and max protection, that's not much on its own, but when you take it from Pointy Teeth REY here, so these are both, I think, Omicron abilities, so these are Grand Arena, but one of them is toward the end of it, whenever a first order ally is inflicted with a debuff, they lose 1% turn meter, so like not a significant amount basically, and that's once per turn, but that's fine, and they gain 1% offense stacking. So not only are they're losing the turn meter, the reason they're losing turn meter is to buff their max health and protection, which is really nice. Someone does a mass debuff on your squad, everyone suddenly gets 10% more health, 10% more protection, and they also gain, and it's not much initially, but 1% max offense, which is nice. I mean, it's probably mostly Kylo who's going to be doing the extra damage, but in a long protracted fight, this could really end up being meaningful. And then with her special, she also has one that she removes 100% turn meter from all characters, which, I mean, it's kind of a weird one because that makes everyone start from 0. But remember, that means her entire team is going to be buffing themselves from that as well. Like everyone on her team gets that, and so it's going to be kind of weird, and I don't know exactly how it's all going to look, and maybe it's not going to be noticeable. Who really knows? But I just wanted to point out a couple of the things that she did, so you guys can look at it as well. So, anyways, these are all just things I'm thinking of. I'm sure there's going to be other creators talking about what their thoughts are on the matter, and I could be wrong. I'm not the sole arbiter of truth, despite the every single person out there proclaiming that I am. I don't know, you guys are crazy. I'm kidding, but I'm not the sole arbiter of truth. I would love to hear what your thoughts are, if there's more nuanced views of things and we need to change. I mean, I was way off on what I initially said we should do with Ben solo. I think I'm more on the correct path here, but who knows? Let me know in the comments, folks. I would love to hear. So guys, thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails. Take care, folks.